Welcome everybody to Extreme Off-Road Silly Bills, and today we're dealing with the 1959 Jaguar Mark II 3.8, only now it has a 3.6 litre turbocharged inline-6 engine, producing 761 horsepower and 551 pounds-feet of torque. The car now weighs 2,729 pounds, and it now has off-road tyres, all-wheel drive and off-road suspension. It can now do 0 to 60 in 2.539 seconds, 0 to 100 in 5.642 seconds, and going to a top speed of 196 miles an hour. So I'm not sure whether or not we've actually had any other Jaguars on this series before. If we have, they're not, in the top 10 or in the top 15. So I'm hoping that this can at least get up to that kind of that mark, because it doesn't weigh all that much and it has a fair decent amount of power. But obviously it's dealing with elements it wasn't meant to deal with before, like all-wheel drive and a lot more power. Got more than 3 times the power it had originally. But like I said, it doesn't weigh all that much, and yeah, that power can therefore be put to good use, if at least it can put the traction down. Well, have the traction to put the power down. So yeah, let's see what it can do. Get the feeling Jaguar have been really rather neglected on this series, so kind of aim to change that at some point. But I'm starting with this, because it is easily one of my favourite, not just Jaguars, but also favourite British cars, and certainly one of my favourites from the 1950s. Because as you may well know, if you're an avid viewer of this channel, I love my classic cars, especially in stock form. But a stock form of one of these wouldn't do very well here, so yeah, inevitably had to give it the necessary upgrades. But still, that's why I gave it a inline-6 engine, to at least make it somewhat similar to the original car, though obviously it's a slightly smaller engine, but more crucially it is newer and turbocharged. But despite looking as old hat as it does, this car was still advanced for its time, and it's making mincemeat of this course so far. Having any real issues whatsoever. Well, that doesn't necessarily correlate to a quick time. Not particularly quick at the top end, unfortunately. That's easily one of the slowest cars I've had across the finish line at 145 miles an hour, but we had a time of 2 minutes 10 seconds 0.157. So yeah, not particularly quick, but considering the age of the car and the fact it was never meant to deal with these kind of elements and power and all that lot, it's still a reasonable time. It's managed to beat a Mercedes-Benz G63 AMG 6x6, Volkswagen Type 3 1600L, Volkswagen Carman Gear, International Scout 800A, MG MT8 Midget, a Can-Am Maverick, Honda NSX, and a Bentley 8 litre, while it's only slightly behind a Morris Minor Series 2 Traveller, Funko Motorsports F9, and a Volkswagen Baja Bug. So yeah, it's quicker than some of its contemporaries from the same period, and it's also quicker than a couple of cars that are obviously meant for going off-road. The fact that it's quicker than a 6x6, an International Scout, and a Can-Am Maverick is still rather impressive in its own right. But yeah, would have liked it to have been quicker, but yeah, I want to keep it somewhat similar to the original car with an inline-6 engine, and therefore maybe didn't have the most power. But I get the feeling that even more power would have made this really rather uncontrollable, given its age and unsuitability for the course. So yeah, overall fairly impressed by it. It's far from the worst car that we've had, but again, far from the best, with the Toyota Celica from the previous episode being a real rather riot in terms of not just how fun it was in terms of driving, but also its time. But nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.